I saw a great movie last night. It was about the showdown between Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali in 1970-something. Wow, in Manila. I really never paid that much attention to it, but it was apparently Joe Frazier who crippled Ali. Ali was never able to fight again after that. Back in the 14th round of that fight, Ali said, "Cut my gloves off," to his trainer. He wanted to quit. He couldn't get up. But they stopped the fight because Frazier was blind. We didn't know that Frazier was blind in one eye going into the fight from a previous injury, and he had been fighting Ali with one good eye, and then when that eye got closed from the punishment he took, he was fighting blind. And he was still standing after the fight was over. You talk about warriors. You talk about... Now, I'll tell you why I'm relating to it, even though you're not a fight fan. I'll bring it back to politics. I looked at the documentary, and I looked at the Joe Frazier's face while he was being interviewed. He was 62 years old at the time during this interview. And he said he always took pleasure in the fact that he practically crippled Muhammad Ali. I mean, these guys wanted to kill each other. There was a grudge going back a long time. And he took pleasure. He said, "Look at me." He says, "I'm 62. He said, "I'm still enjoying myself." And he said, "Look at him," meaning look what he did to Ali. So it's a brutal sport. That is true. There's no question about it. But you're talking about gladiators. You're not talking about normal men. You're talking about men who have the power in their fist to kill you with one blow. One jab from a professional boxer would kill the ordinary man. So you have to understand what you're dealing with here. So here you have Joe Frazier said, "Other men can walk in my shoes, but they won't be me. Other men can wear my hat, but they won't be me." So as I'm watching Joe Frazier speak in this documentary, which was done a few years ago, I say to myself, if I met Joe Frazier, many of you don't know who I'm talking about, just imagine an ex-heavyweight champion, a phenomenal fighter who's an African-American. I said, if I was in an apartment talking to Joe about politics, I said to myself, does this man, I wonder, does a guy like that listen to my show? Are there any black guys out there who are realists, who listen to me and understand the battle I'm in every day? Do they understand that talk radio is very much like a boxing match? That although it's not physical, the wear and tear on you is very similar? Do they comprehend that when you are battling a lying government, whether it be the Bush administration for 8 years or now the Democrat socialists, that you are in a battle, in essence, for your survival? Do they comprehend this? And I said to myself, would Frazier, look how I think as I'm watching TV, would Joe Frazier, if I'm sitting with him in a room, would he respect me or would he hate me because I don't trust Obama and I think Obama's a liar who's leading us down a socialist path? I said, well, I'll never get to know the answer to that because the chances of me sitting in a room with Joe Frazier are nil. And I don't think I would know that. But then I said, I wonder if there are any black guys out there like Joe Frazier, even ex-fighters, who listen to my show and understand what I'm going through. Do they understand what it is to do a 15-round fight every day? Do they understand that this is the same kind of damage upon your psyche and that you have to really float like a butterfly and sting like a bee or you're not going to last in this business? That no matter what people say about you, you got to ignore them and you got to keep on punching and you got to get up and come out after every break. You got to get up and you got to come out and fight. You got to get up every morning and say, I got to get in that ring. Do you have any idea what wear and tear that is upon a man? And would a professional fighter comprehend that, even though it's all words? Remember, words are as powerful as deeds. I'll be right back.
Savage.